Hello, good morning, students. Today we are going to start with voltage amplifiers. It is the fourth chapter from your syllabus. See, the background of voltage amplifier is known to us. The background means I am talking about the biasing. Is it? We are going to discuss about the transistorized voltage amplifiers. Is it the BJT voltage amplifier? Look at this BJT voltage amplifier. That's what I'm talking about. So this BJT can be used as an amplifier. So how can I use this BJT as an amplifier? Obviously by biasing that BJT. Is that BJT? When I bias this BJT, then what it happens? It is biased. It means I have decided the Q point. Is it? Bias means decision or fixing of position of that Q point. When I fixed Q point, then configuring with some resistors and capacitors, finally I will come up with an amplifier. That's what the actual theory is. So BJT can, as a single component, cannot be used as an amplifier. Take a single component, bias it, and it will work as an amplifier. Is it? So generally, many students, even my students, say that transistor means it is an amplifier. No, transistor is a component. Amplifier is a circuit. Try to understand the difference first. Okay, transistor, what is that? It's a component. It's a semiconductor component, and amplifier is a circuit. In that circuit, so many components are used. Not only transistor. Transistor is an active element from the circuit of amplifier. Is it? So it is called transistorized amplifier. So transistor is there, the capacitor is there, resistors are there. So the transistors, resistors, capacitors, those configuration is called amplifier circuit. Is it? Now, as we know the background of biasing, see we have fixed the Q point. Is it? This is what Q point is. If I am saying this is VCE and this is IC, then maximum collector current and maximum collector to emitter voltage, if I join them, it becomes a DC load line. And somewhere exactly at the center, we fix a Q point. It means we have to bias the transistor such that we have to bias the transistor means we have to provide an external voltages to the transistor such that I will get that much current and that much voltage. Is it? So that much current and that much voltage represents a point, what I am referring it as a bias point or operating point. Is it? Either I can call it as a bias point or operating point or Q point, Q sync point. Is it? I have different names for that. Now that position of that Q point, once it is fixed, that should not change. Is it? That means stabilization of that Q point is really important, and that we have studied in our previous chapter, how to stabilize the Q point. Is it? If I want to stabilize the Q point, first I need to understand why Q point shifts from its original position. Who is there, or what are the reasons to shift the Q point? Is it? Then we found out some reasons, for example, beta, then VB, IC, those are the reasons. Because of them, Q point shifts. Then we try to control those reasons. Is it? Try to control those reasons and try to fix the position of Q point. That's what we had in last lecture. Now here we are starting with voltage amplifiers. So now transistor is biased. Let us connect some capacitors and work that transistorized circuit as an amplifier. Is it? So what do you mean by that actual amplifier or amplification? See, in the last lecture also I have explained the amplification operation with some or with the reference of that Q point also. Again I will explain the operation with the help of Q point. See, this is what a load line I have drawn. After that, again, what we will do, we will start with some basic configurations of a transistor also. Now look at this. This is the actual load line that I have drawn. What is there on x-axis? On x-axis, I will have VCE, and this voltage is VCC. You know, the maximum collector to emitter voltage is VCC. That is known thing. On the y-axis, I have collector current IC, and on y-axis, maximum collector current will be VCC divided by RC. That is known. And generally, the Q point we decide at the center. So that much ICQ and that much VCEQ we have decided, we have fixed. So those ICQ and VCEQ represents a bias point. That is what Q is. Now, if I apply input voltage to the base of the transistor, look at this. Now I am going to apply input voltage. What is job of amplifier? The general concept is, if you apply small voltage at the input side, so at the output side I suppose to get a magnified version of that input, amplified version of that input. Is it? So we are strictly sticking with the voltage amplifier. It means you apply small voltage at the input, I will get, or I suppose to get, a large voltage at the output. That's what voltage amplifier is. Now let me apply a small input voltage. Look at this. This is a small input voltage that I have applied as an input. So initially that much collector current is present. Initially that much collector to emitter voltage is present. And now what I am doing, I am increasing this input voltage. Look at this. I am increasing the base voltage. This that I have applied to the base, is it not? So what I am doing eventually, when positive half cycle comes, it means the positive voltage at the base is now increasing. So base voltage increases. It means base current will increase. One thing I know, that the base current increases, then collector current also increases, because we know that transistor is a current control element. So if base current increases, collector current also increases. So if I apply input voltage like this, input voltage increases, base current increases. So collector current, whatever it is initially, has to start increasing. So initially what is the collector current? That is ICQ, because ICQ is obtained when I bias the transistor before applying the input voltage. Now I am applying input voltage. I have applied input voltage, input current increases, collector current increases from its original position. Original position is ICQ. So now collector current will start increasing from ICQ in upper direction. Look at this. Collector current has to increase. So now collector current increases, as if I know that if collector current increases, it means collector to emitter voltage, obviously it has to decrease. Is it not? The current which is flowing through the collector is increasing. It means collector to emitter voltage has to decrease. So now this collector to emitter voltage will start decreasing. Look at decrement means in downward direction. Is it? Increments in upward direction. Look at this, x and y axis. So now input voltage increases up to the max value. Look at this, up to here. Then collector current increases till that point. Is it? And the collector to emitter voltage decreases up to that point. Is it? So it means what will happen? The new position of a Q point becomes this. Look at this. This is what? A new position of Q point. It means Q point shifts from its original position towards the up direction. Is it? So it means now output voltage, look at this, this output voltage will start decreasing and will reach here. That output current will start increasing and it has to go up to this limit, is it not? So this is what my output current will increase. Is it? That's what it is. Now input voltage, look at this input voltage now decreases because it's a sine wave, first positive half cycle that I'm talking about, is it? Now input voltage will start decreasing. So as if now input voltage is decreasing, it means base current will decrease. Input voltage means base voltage, I have applied the signal to the base, so base volt decreases, base current decreases. It means now collector current has to decrease. So if collector current is decreasing, means collector to emitter voltage now has to increase, is it? So that's why now collector current will start decreasing and it goes to its original position. When input voltage goes to zero, that is input voltage, when it goes to zero position, the exact bias condition, then collector current decreases and it goes to the original position, that is ICQ. Now this collector to emitter voltage, again this voltage will start increasing and it will go to its original position. Yes, and this is what first half cycle get completed, a positive half cycle I talked about, is it? Now what will happen during negative half cycle? See, input voltage is now decreasing. Look at this input voltage. If I'm talking about this as an input voltage, so now input voltage will start decreasing. So input voltage decreases, it means base current decreases, is it? Actually input voltage is going into the negative direction. Look at this, this is 0, this is positive and this is negative. So input voltage is going in negative direction, is it? So base voltage becomes negative. So base current has to further decrease from its original position, from its zeroth value, it has to decrease. So as if base current is decreasing, collector current has to decrease. So collector current keep decreasing. So as collector current keep decreasing, collector to emitter voltage keep increasing, is it not? They are inversely proportional. So now when input voltage reaches to the maxima of the negative, then what will happen? This collector current will reach up to this point, maybe this value, right? At the same time, then collector to emitter voltage, now look at this, it has to increase with some value, maybe this value, this. Now look at the position of collector current and collector to emitter voltage, and now those will fix the position of a Q point somewhere here. What is the conclusion? It means we can conclude that Q point shifts in downward direction. During positive half cycle of the input signal, Q point shifts at the upper side. During a negative half cycle of the input signal, Q point shifts in downward direction. Is it? So this is what new position of Q point now at the peak of a negative half cycle. Now after peak of negative half cycle in negative direction, again it will start increasing. Look at this, negative half cycle start increasing, it will tends towards the zero value, is it? It means voltage is increasing, is it? From negative towards the zero means input voltage is increasing, is it? So now the collector current, obviously that collector current has to increase, so collector current will increase and it will go towards its original position. Like the same way, look at this, the collector to emitter voltage, it goes to the original position. Original position is VCEQ, that is exactly at the center. So this is how when you apply small input voltage to the base, the collector to emitter voltage, this voltage I am talking about, this will change. Now look at this. So that much output voltage I will get across collector and emitter, and obviously this voltage is large as compared to this voltage. That's what. So it means what is happening? Q point is moving on the DC load line, is it? From its original position. And what is the original position? Original position is ICQ. So when input voltage is equals to 0, it is not necessary that output voltage must be 0. So when input voltage is 0, look at this, when input voltage, when it is equals to 0, then what is the output voltage? Output voltage is VCQ. Maybe it is 2 volt or 3 volt, whatever the value is. then input voltage goes to maximum at this point I'm talking about, maybe at this point. Suppose input voltage is 5 volt peak that I have applied, then at the peak input voltage will be 5 volt. So at the same time, output voltage has to increase with the same proportion. So now in output voltage will go from increment with 5 volt. So 5 volt plus that initial 2 volts. So output voltage will be 7 volt. A rough calculation I am telling, is it? So why I am telling you that calculation? Because we have not entered into the gain. The most important parameter of an antenna is gain. So I have not entered into that gain, and that's why I am telling you that theory. Is it? So that input voltage goes to 5 volt, output voltage will increase by 5 volt from its original position. So obviously at all the time output voltage will be greater than the input voltage. Is it not? So VO will always be greater than Vin. That's what it means. Output voltage is always the magnified version of input voltage. Is it? So this, I feel that this is the simplest theory that one can understand. This is the simplest theory, how amplifier works. Is it? So why I am explaining that theory, why I have adopted this way, because I don't know what is gain yet. We didn't start with the voltage amplifier, its parameter, the gain that we have not discussed yet. So without referring the concept of gain, one can understand the amplification by this method. That's what it is it? So this is how amplification takes place. It's all depend on fixing of Q point. Is it? Now as we had a discussion about Q point, then we understood the amplification with respect to the Q point. So what happens basically? Q point shifts in up direction, Q point shifts in direction. So that Q point, let me change the pen, that Q point shifts on this load line. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up and down, up and down. It creates a sine wave at the output of the collector or at the collector. This is what amplification is it? Now let us enter into the actual amplification block. Is it? Let me change the pen. Now let's treat the amplifier as a box. Is it? Because see, I don't know what is there inside. Is it? I will treat amplifier as a box. Look at this. This is what amplifier. I will call it as amplifier. Now, as if it is a amplifier, and you have a nice background of two-port network. Is it? You have studied two-port network in network analysis. You have a separate subject, network analysis, or maybe linear circuits. Is it? Under that subject, you have studied two-port network. Now, the active element or the most important component of a transistor, sorry, of the amplifier is transistor. We know that. Is it? Transistor is the heart of an amplifier. Because without transistor, amplifier will never amplify the signal. We know that. Is it? And for that only, इसी के लिए तो सब कुछ किया है हमने, सब study क्यों किया है? Because I want to study transistorized amplifier. Is it? So transistor is a basic and main important component from the amplifier circuit. As if now, transistor is the major element. As if now, transistor is a major element. Then treat the amplifier as a transistor. I hope you are getting my point. Is it? It means I want to represent the transistor in the form of amplifier. Is it? Now, as like general people, I will say transistor means amplifier. That's all. By a common people. Is it? By a perspective of a common people, I will say transistor is or transistor is an amplifier. So now, as if I am saying transistor is what amplifier. What that box or what is that amplifier should have? It should have 4 terminals. Look at this. It should have 4 terminals. Here I will apply input voltage between 2 terminals at the left hand side. Here I will take output voltage from the 2 terminals of the right hand side. So total how many terminals I will need? I will need 1, 2, 3 and 4 terminals are needed. Is it? Why I need 4 terminals? Because I want an analogy of amplifier as a two port network. मुझे क्या करना है, एम्पलीफायर को टू पोर्ट नेटवर्क में बिठाना है. That's what. If I want to treat an amplifier as a two port network, then definitely I will need 4 terminals. Right? Because every two port network has 4 terminals, 1, 2, 3, 4 that I have shown. So as if I insist that I want amplifier in two port network, 4 terminals are needed. And I said amplifier means my transistor, because transistor is the heart of amplifier. So major component or important component of an amplifier is transistor. But what transistor has? See, transistor has only 3 terminals: emitter, base and collector. See, I have only 3 terminals at the transistor. This is collector, this is emitter, and that's what base. So if I want to make an analogy of a transistor with a two port network, then it is possible. Obviously it is not possible, because two port network needs 4 terminal. My transistor has only 3 terminals. But I want a transistor in two port network. Is it? I want to represent transistor into two port network. I want to represent amplifier in the two port network. Why I want to? Because the analysis. That's what, the analysis. I want to analyze the transistorized amplifier, and analysis will become easy, or analysis will become possible only if I treat my transistor as a two port network. Do you understand that? I want to analyze the transistor amplifier. So that's why the transistor or transistorized amplifier has to be modeled with two port network. समझ रहे हो, मुझे ट्रांजिस्टर को मॉडल करना है किसमें, टू पोर्ट नेटवर्क में. But there is a hurdle, there is a problem, there is a glitch. What is that glitch? The glitch is transistor has only 3 terminals and two port network require 4 terminals. Now what? Right? Now what's the solution? Is it? See, there is a solution. The solution is make one terminal common. Look at this. Make one terminal common. As if I know that if I am applying input voltage in between these two terminals, taking output voltage from these two terminals, the lower terminal is always a reference path. Or in electrical language, the lower terminal is always the reverse path for the current or the voltage. Is it? So that's why I made one terminal common. It means now it should not have 1, 2, 3, 4. It have only 3 terminals. Now this fourth terminal is not there. One terminal is common. How many terminals are there now? 1, 2 and 3 terminals. How many terminals are there with the transistor? 1, 2, 3. Now it is possible for me to model the transistor in two port network. Yes, it is possible now. Let's go for it then. As if I am modeling transistor in two port network and I made one terminal common for that, then which terminal should be common? That's the question again, because transistor has 3 terminals. Every time should I make base common, or should I make collector common, or every time I need to go for common emitter? Is it? One terminal has to be common, that I have fixed. But which terminal? Either it must be base or it must be collector, or should I go with the emitter common? Is it? So now again the confusion is there. So that's why, to avoid this confusion, I will have all the 3 configurations with me. Is it? It means now I will have 3 amplifiers. One amplifier when base is common. Look at this. When base is common, I will call it as common base amplifier. I will study and I will discuss another transistor when I make collector is common. Collector is common. That configuration will be treated as common collector amplifier. Another time, next time I will have emitter common. So that configuration will be common emitter amplifier. Now look at this. I have three types of amplifier. Amplifier now has three types. First type is common base amplifier, common collector amplifier, common emitter amplifier. So those types of amplifier, look at this, those types of amplifiers are actually referred as configurations of amplifier. Is it? So henceforth, those three types of amplifier, we will call it as three configurations of amplifier. And the short form that already we have decided, we have already written that the first configuration is common base configuration, CB configuration. Then second configuration is common emitter configuration. Third configuration is common collector configuration. So like this, from this chapter, we have to start with those three configurations. Is it? Now what to do exactly? What do you mean by making one component common or one terminal common? Is it? Either base terminal is common, how the transistor amplifier will look like. When I make collector common, how the transistor amplifier will look like. That we will discuss now. Is it? So let us start with first one, that is common base configuration. I hope it is clear to everyone. Till now what we have discussed? First we have discussed the amplifier action. Then we started with transistorized amplifier as a two-port network. Then we come up with three types of amplifier. We named it as in configurations of amplifier. And now let us start with those configuration. Is it? So first configuration is common base configuration, CB. Now as if I am saying that base is common always, then do I need to draw this circuit diagram immediately, or or is always confusion? Because at the secondary level the question for the teachers is always from where to start. Is it? So let us start with the construction that we know. The second year students are well aware with the transistor construction. So let us start with common base configuration. Let me draw the construction like the emitter, base and collector parts of semiconductor material. Now this is emitter, the smallest is base, the largest is collector. Is it? It is emitter, that one is base and that one is collector. I told you that all the time I am considering N, P and transistor. I told you the reason why, because mobility of electrons are always higher and I have two regions of electrons, two regions in which electrons are majority carriers. So that's why I am using NPN. Even if you use PNP, then also no issue, not at all. Whatever equations, whatever circuit diagram, not circuit diagram as, but equations, whatever I am deriving, whatever I am writing, all are applicable to PNP transistor. Is it? Now, see, now base must be common. Do I need to make base common because it's a common base configuration? Okay, base is common means common terminal has to be connected to the ground. So base is common. Now, I want this transistor to work as an amplifier, because see, the transistor, if I want it as an amplifier, then it must be in active region. So what is the condition for active region? The condition is emitter base junction has to be forward bias and collector base junction has to be reverse bias. That are the conditions for active region. Is it? Because we are in amplifier, so we need to stick to the active region. We have nothing to do with saturation and cutoff region. Is it? We had discussion about saturation and cutoff region. Now, as we are in amplifier, we are in active region. One junction has to be forward bias, another junction has to be reverse bias. Now, look at this. This junction has to be forward bias. Okay, let me use another pen. This junction has to be forward bias, this junction has to be reverse bias. So how to make this junction forward bias? When N type of material is connected with negative supply of the battery, and then remaining terminal of the battery has to be connected to the ground. That's what. Here, N type, and this junction has to be reverse bias. So reverse bias means N type has to be connected with positive terminal of the battery and negative terminal of the battery, or remaining one has to be connected to the ground. So now this is what my case now. This battery sources, let me call it as VEE, and this let me call it as VCC. This is negative, positive, this is negative, positive. This is what my common base configuration is it. Now this is a common base configuration in transistor which is in active region, but now the construction transistor, the semiconductor, actually I have put there. I don't want this, I want a circuit diagram, is it? So let me represent this in circuit diagram. How can I represent this in circuit diagram? See, I will represent this in a circuit diagram, like make a transistor, and then see, when it is a component construction, everything is okay. But when you put a transistor in a circuit, then obviously the batteries cannot be connected directly to the terminals of the component. Now look at this, base is common. So from base, look at this, from base, a positive terminal is connected to the base. Let me connect a positive terminal to the base, and the negative terminal, look at this, is connected to the emitter. So I will connect negative terminal to the emitter via a small resistor, let me call it as an RE. Then collector, obviously collector has to be connected with a small resistor, is it? If you want to, you can connect a small resistor here. Here also you can connect a small resistor, which I will call it as an RB. Now look at this, collector. Now collector is connected with the positive supply and base is connected to the negative. So let me have this, collector is connected with positive supply, base is connected with the negative supply, and this is what my common base configuration. What is this? This is VCC. And what is this? This is VEE. And that's what the name V, yes, it is VEE. Now this is a circuit what I have. But now see, connecting two batteries into the circuit, obviously it is not feasible. So if it is not feasible, then I need to reduce that, is it? So for every electronic circuit, look at this, I am having two batteries. And to avoid those two batteries, we have studied the technique. What we have studied? It is biasing, is it? So now I will avoid using two batteries. How to avoid using two batteries? Connect a single battery in the circuit. Now I will draw a circuit which will provide negative voltage to the base from this point, positive voltage to the base from this point, but I will use a single battery. I will just reduce the circuit. Just check how I can reduce the circuit. Again, I will have the same transistor. A small resistor is connected at the emitter. Again, small resistor is connected at the collector. Give the same name as RE and RC. Is it? Then base. Now look at this. Now you will recognize what I am doing here. Yes, I know you got the thing. It is a voltage divider bias circuit that I have connected. Look at this, a voltage divider bias circuit is connected, and I will draw only VCC here, that is positive VCC. Now look at this, VCC, a part of VCC is connected to the base. This is a part of VCC is connected to the base. It means whatever voltage these two batteries are providing to the base, that voltage is provided to the base by R1 and R2. Now these two resistors are providing voltage to the base. जैसे जो काम ये दो बैटरीज कर रही हैं VCC एंड VEE, वो दोनों काम, सॉरी वो एक काम R1 and R2 दोनों मिलके कर रहे हैं, is it? And that is the importance of biasing circuit. So see, this is what my circuit. is it? Now this is what common base configuration. Now I want common base amplifier. So if I want that amplifier, then see, base is common. Now base is common. This is base, which is common. Now, yes, I am about to finish. Now this is base. So as if base is common, where to connect input then? Where to connect input? Obviously, input has to be connected to the emitter. This is what my input voltage, and then I will measure collect output voltage at the collector. So connect input at the emitter, take output at the collector, and base must be common. Now in this circuit, where to connect input? Let me connect input to the emitter. Now look at this, what I am doing. I have connected one capacitor, which I will call it as coupling capacitor, and then I am connecting input voltage. So I will call it as Vin. Is it? So at the emitter हमने input connect कर लिया. So what is output then? I will measure output at the collector. So here I will have output voltage. This is Vin and this is Vo. Is it? And generally voltage are coupled with the help of capacitor. Is it? So as I have coupled input voltage with the help of capacitor, let me connect output voltage also with the help of capacitor. So let me draw a small capacitor here. Yes, see, I have now capacitor is also there with me. So this capacitor is connected with the input voltage. Let me call it as capacitor at the input side, C in. So this capacitor I have connected at the output side. Let me call it as C out. See, now biasing circuit I have connected, coupling capacitors I have connected. So this circuit I will call it as common base amplifier circuit. So this is what actually common base amplifier circuit is it. See, we have started with the construction. We connected two batteries to make junction fault bias and reverse bias. And then we actually draw the circuit, and we concluded with common base amplifier circuit. So this is not done yet. This is not done yet. Henceforth, we need to start with its analysis. Is it? So let us start with the analysis of common amplifier circuit. So common base circuit, it is there in front of you. If you want to, you can draw the circuit. And now it is time to start with analysis. So let us start with the analysis of common base configuration. So we are not going into the detailed analysis of common base, but at least some terms, some current notations, some equations should be known to the second year students. So that's why I'm saying it, that analysis of common base circuit. Otherwise we'll finish this analysis in hardly half an hour. Is it? We are not going into the detail, but at least what is alpha, that must be known, because I'm using alpha so many times, maybe afterwards when I start with the frequency response and all. So that's why this terminology should be known, and that's why we are starting with common base, common collector, and common emitter configurations. So this is what first one, common base amplifier. So let us start with common base amplifier analysis. Is it? So let us just wait. So it is an analysis of common base. Actually, it's not an analysis as such. What we will do, we will draw the circuit diagram and we'll understand the operation of amplification. Is it? And see, we started with this point, then we reached there, and finally we draw the circuit diagram for the common base amplifier circuit. Now instead of analyzing this circuit, the last one, final one, instead of having this circuit, what we will do, we will draw a different circuit to understand the operation of this circuit, that is common base circuit, as an amplifier. So let us draw that circuit, which could be easy, and it will be easy to understand the operation also. Right. So let me draw it is common base, na? So let me draw. The base is common. Look at this. Emitter is at that side. Now look at this. This is what emitter is, and this is collector, and the base is common. That's what. Base is common. So whatever common terminal is, we are referring it as an reverse path, or I can say it's a ground one. Now, as this is base, so between base to collector, look at this, between base to collector, this supply I'm talking about, base to collector. So collector is provided with positive supply and base is provided with negative supply or negative terminal of VCC. So let me draw this a small resistor as an RC, and then this battery will now represent VCC. This is positive and this is negative. A resistor is RC, this voltage, and again this voltage. If you want to, you can connect a small load resistor also. See, I am showing dotted, it means it is an optional. If you want to, you can connect, otherwise you can measure the output voltage here itself also. Now, okay, let me draw. This is what my output voltage that I am going to measure in between these two terminals, collector and base. You remember this? If I am having common base configuration, means emitter is at the output side, collector should be at the output side. Look at this, input and output. So collector is at the output side, collector to base, it is output. Now, what is there at the input side? At the input side, we have this. One battery is connected this one battery is connected at the input side. So let me call this resistor as emitter resistor RE, and now emitter is connected with negative terminal of the battery, and here the base is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. What the name we have given? It is VEE, I think. Yes, it is VEE. So let me write here, it is VEE with this negative and this positive, and here I have input V in between these two terminals. Is it? Now what is our aim? Our aim is to understand the amplification action. I will write here, it is amplification action, how this circuit will work as an amplifier. Is it? But before that, let me write equation for VCC. VCC is equals to, see, I am writing that equation for this loop. Look at this, for this loop only. So VCC is equals to what? Now this is ICRC and VCC. Because of this VCC, the positive terminal is there. So positive voltage across RC, or I can say the voltage across RC, which is developed in this manner. Look at this. As this is positive, this must be a negative. Is it? So VCC is equals to, or you can say VO will be, is it? As we are applying KVL to this loop, as per your understanding, you will apply KVL. So VO will be, now go by this way, it is minus IC multiplied by RC. Now, look at this, the current which is flowing through this resistor RC will be obviously RC. So as we are proceeding in this form like this, so that output voltage, this voltage I am talking about, this voltage will be, if I start from this point, this is minus, so minus ICRC plus VCC, so it will be plus VCC. So let me rearrange this, VO is equals to VCC minus ICRC. This is what the first equation that I am getting. Now See, our aim is to understand what is amplification by this common base amplifier circuit, or what I can say common base configuration. As if now, let us start with where I have applied input voltage. If it is common base, input voltage is applied to the emitter terminal and the terminal which is common. So emitter to base, there must be an input. So look at this, emitter to base, this is what the input, this is what my input, and this is what my output is. Now the emitter to base, as the transistor we are working with must be in active region. Look at this, it must be in active region, then only it will work as an amplifier, na? So transistor is in active region, it means its emitter base junction must be forward bias and its collector to base junction must be reverse bias, is it? And because of that we have connected those battery VCC and VE. This who is doing or who is helping to make one junction forward and another junction reverse, that is VEE and VCC. Those two batteries are intentionally connected to make one junction forward bias, another junction reverse bias. It means this VEE battery, look at this negative terminal of VE battery which is connected to the emitter, and because of that negative terminal of this VEE, emitter to base junction, that's what I'm talking about, this junction is in forward bias. Right? So let me write here, okay, because of negative voltage means VEE I am talking about. Why I am saying negative voltage? Because negative terminal of the battery VEE is connected to the emitter. This junction EB is in forward bias. Let's try to understand what I am saying. Now when I apply input voltage, look at this, here somewhere I am applying input voltage. So as if during positive half cycle of the input voltage, so this voltage is positive because positive half cycle I have considered. So because of that positive voltage which is applied to the emitter, then the effective emitter voltage, initially it is negative, now I am applying positive voltage, is it? So because of that positive voltage, this forward bias at the emitter will decrease. So let me write it here, during positive half cycle, it's not needed to write, but still the forward bias of EB junction decreases. I hope you understand that. The forward bias decreases. See, when it is negative voltage, then the junction is forward bias. Now I am making that positive. So obviously forward bias has to decrease. So what I can say, if input increases, look at this, when input increases, the forward bias on the junction decreases, is it not? The forward bias on the junction decreases, and it is a first junction, EB junction. So when a forward bias decreases, then what will happen? Obviously the base current will decrease, is it not? Base current will decrease because forward bias decreases. Why forward bias decreases? Because input voltage we have applied, that is positive part of input voltage will get applied, and because of that positive voltage the forward bias on EB junction decreases. Why it is decreases? Because when it is negatively connected, or a battery negative terminal of the battery is connected, it was in fully forward bias. Now that effective negative voltage is decreasing because of input positive voltage, that's why forward bias decreases. So base current decreases. As if base current decreases, we know the basic property of a transistor, basic transistor theory, the collector current also decreases. So when collector current decreases, look at this, you remember this equation, when collector current decreases, look at this, collector current decreases means the voltage drop ICRC, this will decrease. So then IC multiplied by RC, this voltage drop will start decreasing. So as if VCC is constant. It's a fixed DC battery that I have connected in the circuit. And this ICRC is decreasing now. Now what will happen to VO, that is output voltage? So if ICRC decreases and VCC is constant, by this equation, whatever the equation number is, maybe X, by this equation the output voltage has to increase. Now, why output voltage has to increase? Look at this. Look at this. We have a negative sign here. Is it? We should not forget this negative sign. So it is a minus ICRC voltage drop. This is positive VCC and this is output voltage. So obviously if ICRC voltage drop decreases, then output voltage has to increase. It means, let me change the pen. If input voltage increases, then output voltage VO also increases. So it means V in increases, VO increases. Is it not an amplification? You increase the input voltage, output voltage will increase. Is it? In what proportion? That we have not discussed yet. The proportion in the increment, obviously it is called gain, and we have not entered into the gain yet. Is it? We will enter into the gain. But for the time being, if I increase input voltage, then output voltage also increases. That's what the conclusion. Now, as if output voltage is increasing with increment in input voltage, what does it mean? It means input and output are in same phase. Yes, that can be a conclusion. So it means, let me write the conclusion as, in common base amplifier there is zero phase shift in V in and VO. It means, what I can say, okay, let me draw it here. If I increase input voltage like this, look at this, I will increase the input voltage and then input voltage goes in negative direction, again it will go in the positive direction maybe. Then what will be the output voltage? Let me draw the graph of output voltage also. It will increase by same way. See, it has nothing to do with frequency. It just deal with an amplitude. So this is what actually output voltage. Look at this. This is V in and this is VO. The amplitude of output voltage will be obviously higher than amplitude of the input. Why? Because it is an amplifier. So there is 0 degree phase shift between input and output. That's what I wanted to tell you. Because when next thing or the next topic that we are going to discuss is about common emitter, and there you will find there is a 180 degree phase shift between input and output. Is it? And already you know that you have studied that DC load line. Is it? When input increases, output decreases. That's what. So that is reference we need to use here in the common emitter configuration. Is it? So I think that much is okay for common base configuration. Let's move towards common emitter or maybe common collector configuration. Is it? The conclusion that you need to remember is, if it is common base configuration, there is no phase shift between input and output. Is it? Then, so as if instead of moving towards the common emitter configuration immediately, let us discuss one more thing about this common base. See, common base configuration, common base configuration. So base is common, base is common. Where is the input? Input is there at the emitter. So where is the output? Output we are taking at the collector. So what is output current? Output collector is IC. Output current is IC. What is input current? Input current is IE. Sorry. Alright. Now current gain. What means current gain? Current gains means output current divided by input current. Is it? It means what I can say? It is IC divided by IE. Look at this. Output current is IC. Input current is I. So IC divided by IE, and this current gain in common base is referred as alpha. So what is that alpha? Alpha is IC divided by IE. Even we know that what is alpha, then also we have discussed it here. So what is basically alpha? Alpha means common base current gain. Is it? We have already derived the relation between alpha and beta. So in common emitter, when we start with, there we will discuss about beta, the actual circuit diagram, the current notations, and then there is no need to discuss alpha and beta relationship again. But if it is common base, then current gain is alpha. We should know that. If it is common emitter, look at this, common base, current gain is alpha. If it is common emitter, current gain is beta. If it is common collector, current gain is gamma. Right, but we never use this gamma because the value is always 1. So that's why we'll come to know these things one by one when we start with common emitter and common collector. For the time being, it's alpha only, that is IC divided by IE, common base configuration. So that much is okay about common base configuration. In next lecture, we'll move towards common emitter configuration probably.